Alright, good evening guys. Going to talk about ticker MARA. I'm just going to go over to my Discord server real quick. And I called this one out earlier. It was flagging. You see here today at 12:28 p.m. That was my time, so the Eastern time, I believe that would be 1:28. So essentially I called this one out and that it was flagging. So what you're looking for with a bull flag is essentially you got the pole and you got the flag part, and the breakout's going to happen at the end of the flag, or that wedge that forms at the end of the flag. And generally your breakout is going to be the same length of the pole of the flag, and let me show you what that looks like. So if you guys see this again when you're trading, it is definitely one of my favorite chart patterns of all time. Love it more than the cup and handle. I see this one playing out probably 80-90% of the time. Honestly, when you see this, if it's really truly a perfect good flag and a good wedge going, generally there's going to be a breakout with that. I mean, it really hardly fails for me, guys. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. One of the easiest indicators to, not even an indicator, excuse me, one of the easiest patterns to identify and know in a chart that you can be confident in your trades. So essentially what we're looking at here, you can see the price moving afterwards. That was about that picture I took in my Discord server, and that's of course how we ended the day. So what I want to note here is you got about 1-2 little sections that was the length of the flag pole, and from the top of the wedge, which was, excuse me, about right in there, right there, you want to see about another 1-2 to get that length of that flagpole, which is exactly what it did. So that is a beautiful example of a bull flag playing out with that upward breakout all the way up to $7, which was my top target. 650 was going to be just, possible profit taking, stuff like that, because it's not always guaranteed to play out. But, this one, like I said, it played out perfectly well. It was exactly about the same length of that flagpole when breaking out. And sorry I wasn't able to get this one posted on StockTwits today. I know I called it out on my server, but honestly guys, just hop over here. It's free. We're doing a lot, talking about a lot in here. I got multiple videos and a whole video series actually I'm working on. Is my basic technical analysis set up, and it's just going to get a little bit more advanced as we go along. You can come in pretty much any time of this. It's going to be available on my YouTube. You'll be able to, jump in and watch those videos and catch up with the group. And so you can jump in and join us in conversation. And, learning with us, it makes it fun. Celebrate together. We lose together, cry together, Just, check it out, join the group. All right, guys, we're going to take a look at my technical setup that I've used that I find is very reliable. Remember, it is technical analysis. Nothing's 100% right all the time. I generally find it to be correct about 80% of the time, which even that is a stretch to say, and because you're not going to get 80% results all the time, especially just starting out, because a lot of other factors weigh in. You could have a great chart, but you just personally botch it. Like, you get greedy, you make a mistake, you leave your phone on without charging and it dies in your trade, you lose signal, or whatever happens. Anyway, the point being, you're probably not going to get that 80% success rate starting out, but you could, it is possible, But that's a whole different ball game. We're not focused on all that right now. We're just focused on simply the basics, getting started. To dive into all those other factors and things, you got to learn the charts. You got to study the charts, and you got to watch the charts in action. And what I mean by that is literally just watching how MACD works and watching how all your different indicators work. If your MACD crosses from green to red, how does that affect the price movement? Things like that you'll just become second nature to you and that you will learn. All right, so let's go into the technical setup here. You see I got simple moving averages, MACD, RSI, VWAP, TTM wave. I don't even like that one. So I'm going to focus on these guys, but we're going to take all of them off. I know I'm going a little fast right now because that's, important, not important. We're going to get to that in just a moment here. This is going to be a lot of information, so I'm trying to fit this into a short video span whilst, still being beneficial. You get all the information down. So let's go with simple moving average first. We're going to want to add 4 of those guys because 2 of them will be paired together. So you'll have 2 pairs working together of your simple moving averages, and I'll explain that in just a second. Alright, so your first one's going to be, you're going to go over to this length and you're going to set 5, and the next one you're going to go over to that length and you're going to set 20. And the reason you're doing this is because your 5-day is going to overlap with your 20-day SMA. So you're going to want this 5-day a light blue color, light for lower SMA, and that's going to be important in just a moment. And then you got your higher SMA, and that's going to be a dark blue. So I think now you are starting to catch on. If you don't get that, you should probably rethink this whole investment thing. So anyway, carry on. Alright, so we got our simple moving averages. Now we're going to go to one of my favorites, this MACD. We're just going to add it. We don't even have to do anything to it. Bam, RSI. We're just going to add it. Don't even have to do anything to it. VWAP. Going to add it. Don't even have to do anything to it. It's freaking beautiful. MACD essentially is like a momentum indicator. It's going to show bars green and red. Green being high buying, red being high selling. So when it's green, it's going up generally. When it's red, it's going down. So when it's transitioning from green to red, selling or buying to selling, red to green, selling to buying. Pretty straightforward. You can do some reading on all these indicators in your spare time once you have it all set up and you're learning to use it. The knowing how to use it is important, but again, this is just getting the basic setup down for yourself. These are things you need to know. So now we're going to hit done, and we should have beautiful little lines here. Nope, something went wrong with that. Give me just a brief moment here. Technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. Now it's looking good. We got RSI, that's the bottom here. That is going to be overbought and oversold. If it's oversold, it generally is going to bounce and recover, and the price is going to go back up. If it's overbought, it's generally going to get sold off and drop back down. So you got anything over 70 is going to be overbought. Anything below 30 is going to be oversold. So that is just a quick rundown of my technical setup. Like